few housekeeping things. This is just a few things before the Minister makes a few opening remarks.
I thank you so much for your attention.
You could say who you are.
I'm 85. If you try and use these American weapons and a sign comes up saying software update.
I can offer, whose size is 10. Extremely active in, for instance, fighting Russia's shadow fleet, which is...
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could just stay seated for 2 seconds while we escort the Minister off the stage, and we'll let you know when it's okay to leave. Thanks so much for your patience.
Imagine this is probably part of this grand strategy that the White House has chosen, which is to see if this course of action can lead to peace, effectively appeasing Russia and putting some pressure on Ukraine. In my personal view, it should be exactly the other way around, but I'm sure that, and I trust President Trump and his team will notice in due course that this probably doesn't work. I think we need the Americans. We need the Americans militarily, but especially also to keep up the sanctions pressure, because the worst thing that could happen now is that the US lets go of the sanctions and starts engaging with Russia economically, because that would be exactly the wrong course of action now, where we see President Trump is truly following two objectives, which I can fully agree with. And the first one is finding peace for Europe and in Ukraine. And the second thing is having Europe pull its weight better when it comes to security and defense. Our message is that what comes to peace, appeasing Russia has not helped in the past, and it probably doesn't help now either. So there can be no sustainable peace in Ukraine without a strong and sovereign Ukraine. This is not just a political reality, it is a moral imperative. Rushing to a deal at the cost of its content and without due consideration of the consequences would endanger not only Ukraine but also Europe and, by extension, the United States for generations to come. Prime Minister Starmer's recent commitment to increasing defense spending is a powerful and timely message. It coincides with similar decisions across Europe. We are stepping up. Together, the EU and the UK have a GDP almost 10 times the size of Russia. We have the means. Whether we have the political will is a question of priority, and no priority is higher than keeping our citizens safe and free. By doing